In this vlog, I will be looking at my behaviour as a buyer, discussing my purchase experiences for two different products that reflect two different buying situations, as well as looking at how these purchases have followed the fundamental principles of marketing. The first situation I will be discussing is routine problem solving. These are habitual or impulse purchases involving little thought and short decision making process. For this, I will be discussing my purchase of a can of Red Bull. The other buying situation I will be looking at is extended problem solving, which focuses on products with a long-term commitment and that are very infrequent purchases. These types of purchases hold high risk due to their greater financial commitment, therefore requiring more thorough and intensive research and decision making process. For this buying situation, I will be reviewing my purchase of a MacBook. Chernatony and McDonald 2003 suggest that lots of products are purchased with very little consideration and mental processing by customers, and that we only process information which we feel will be useful when making a decision. This is relevant to my purchase of a can of Red Bull, as I was tired and knew that I needed a caffeinated drink. I therefore did not consider any of the other drinks options, as I knew these would not satisfy my needs. Relating my purchase to the buyer to consumer decision making process put forward by Gosnay and Richardson 2010, I identified through problem recognition that I was feeling tired as I had been out the night before. This allowed me to identify that I needed a caffeinated drink in order to satisfy my needs. Using an information search, I identified that due to my location at the time, the closest place I could buy a drink from was the University Cafe. Following this, I browsed a selection of caffeinated drinks which was between coffee and Red Bull. This stage of the process is known as evaluation of alternatives. Following this, I used a past experience to influence my decision to purchase a Red Bull, as I find this product energizes me more effectively than coffee. This element is referred to as product choice. Lastly, the final stage of the process is where I reflected on my purchase. Looking back on my purchase, I was satisfied with the drink as it energized me and refreshed me, which is exactly as I had anticipated when making the purchase. Linking my purchase to the consumer involvement theory put forward by Rosenbaum-Elliot, Percy and Pervan 2018, it had a low rational and emotional involvement, as it was inexpensive, a frequent purchase, it had no symbolic meaning and a low social visibility. It also required no time commitment, little potential for harm and a low technical complexity. My second purchase was a MacBook Pro. This fits under the extended problem solving buying situation. This purchase held high risk as the product was an expensive purchase at a retail price of £1,299. Due to these factors, this purchase involved a longer and more systematic decision-making process in order to ensure I was spending my money well. Relating my purchase to the buyer-to-consumer decision-making process, I first identified the problem being that I needed a new laptop as my old one had broken, and due to me being a student, I could not afford to be without one. This was the problem recognition stage. Following this, I began my information search. I asked for recommendations from friends and family as to where it would be best to purchase a new laptop and which brand. As well as this, I looked at companies such as John Lewis to gain more information as to which businesses have the best aftercare sales, etc. I then went on to evaluate my alternatives by comparing which brands held the best value for money. I decided I was going to purchase a MacBook, as my friends had informed me that they are worth the money due to their high quality and long lifespan. I was also drawn to the status of having a MacBook. This links to the socio-psychological needs to be respected by others, highlighted by Maslow in his hierarchy of needs. My product choice was the MacBook Pro, which I purchased in store at John Lewis. Once I had purchased the product, I re-evaluated my purchase. This links to the theory of cognitive dissonance, Festinger 1957, which looks at re-evaluating perceptions and ideologies towards a product post-purchase. I can safely say that I am still very pleased with my purchase and do not regret sparing with such a large sum of money, as I use my Mac every day and I have had no issues with it so far.